All right. We are back to, I think this is day 9. I think so. Does the description say that? I think this is day 9. Hey, girl. Girl. As you see, I'm still even in my damn uniform top, but she's here. That's the important part, right? Girl, she is here. She is here for you. Looking a raggedy mess, okay? But who cares? We are still getting our walk in. Girl, I was so this don't make no sense. Okay, but whatever. I was so tired. Oh my God. I was so tired. And I was like, Lord, but I said, I got to show up because we got to do our walk, right? Like, got to stay consistent. Okay. So I believe that this is day 9 of our walk and talk, walking and talking. But you know what I thought about too? Okay, so of course, you grown, I grown. Okay, now as we know, when it comes to weight, yes, we're drinking our water, we're making sure that we're getting in enough fiber and all of those things. But usually, when it comes to the whole plateau, meaning like you hit a certain weight and it's like, damn, you still doing stuff, but you start, you don't have any more weight loss, or you kind of have like a freeze in your weight loss, is because you're doing the exact same thing all the time. So when I thought about it, I was like, you know what? This might not be too bad, because at least now you went the whole day, right? See, look at God. Look at God doing it for us. We didn't even have to plan it, girl. So I thought about that and I was like, you know what? Maybe. Okay, this ain't about to go where you think it's about to go, because you think I'm about to say, yeah, we can start doing a night walk. No, guess what we about to start doing? We need to start doing some doubling down. Some of these days we're going to do exactly. Okay. Some of these days we're going to do 2 walks. That's what we should do. We should start doing it where we hit it in the morning and we then come back and hit it in the evening. Not every day, but we should do that, at least like 2 days out of the week. So since today is Thursday, tomorrow's Friday, so we would have completed a whole week. Again, week 2, but going into next week, that's what we're going to have to do. If we really want to be able to, keep going, being able to have the same success. You already lost 4 pounds. I lost 3. So yeah, perfect. Okay. So that's what I was thinking about that. And I was like, yeah, girl, we can do it. I'll be here. I don't know. Look, it's a shame because I'm like, damn, I didn't even get to change yet, but I will. It's okay. I don't care. These shirts is made for sweating, so it's fine. Okay. So, anywho, honey, I got our little story ready. I made sure to put my phone on the charger. But before I get into the story, did you have a chance? Because today is what? Therapy Thursday, sis. Therapy Thursday. So, did you get a chance to go on to Spotify and listen to The Shame Is On You? Therapy Thursdays. And do your homework. Did you get a chance to do that, friend? Girl, for the first day, I have on pants. I don't have on shorts today, but it's good. I didn't. I forgot. What? Well, at least you being honest. Okay, then that means tomorrow we're going to have 2 things to do. Remember, tonight we should have an episode to watch for Harlem. Remember? You forgot? Today's Thursday. Okay, so we got that. And girl, Therapy Thursday is literally maybe 5 or 6 minutes. Okay, this day was crazy with fake snow we were supposed to get. Oh yeah, my sister told me about that. She said that my nieces had a 2-hour delay, but y'all didn't end up getting nothing. But look, you complaining? You better take that fake snow shit. Okay? Because let me tell you something that's so crazy. The last, I'm in Virginia, so we didn't get no snow today. We had crazy rain. Girl, let me tell you something. How good. Whew, I was like, thank you, God. God is so good. Girl, oh, it threw your day off. Girl, on my way home, I don't know what it is. And I've lived a lot of places. I really have. I've lived a lot of places. I have never seen drivers like Virginia drivers. I just haven't. I just haven't. I don't get it. Anytime, like, girl, baby, if it get wet, anything, okay, even if they talk about it's about to be wet, cars just start colliding into each other. So literally on my way home, the car right in front of me, a truck, boom, hit that shit. I was like, oh, so I hurried up. I was like, boom, slapped on my blinkers because I'm like, oh shit. I was like, oh my God, I do not want a car to hit me in my back because this is on the highway. So I'm now at a complete stop, and these cars are flying. So I'm like, oh my God. I was like, thank you, Lord, please don't let somebody hit me in the back. But I had my, girl, the car in front of me didn't even have their damn blinkers on. They must don't know. They ain't a northern driver. We know what to do. So I was like, all right, let me hurry up, slap this damn thing. And the girl just sitting there. Meanwhile, okay, so we're if you count from the right, 1, 2, 3, we're in the third lane. It's still another lane on this side. And she's just sitting there. The truck that hit her is all the way to the right. And I'm like, I got to get out of here because 1, I'm not trying to get hit. And 2, but I need to be able to get from this car safely. But the cars were going so fast. So I was like, shit. Once I'm looking. I was like, all right, good. I hurried up and was like, out of there. Now, yeah, I think enough people could have stayed and told the story. I couldn't do it today. I was like, I got to go home. Besides, I already know the deal. It's going to be several accidents on the way home. And it took me this morning 2 hours to get there. 2 hours. So, yeah, here, baby, they cannot drive already. Number 1, I have never seen car, like the way they pass cars are crazy to me. They wait till if the car, baby, if the car in front of you thought about not touching their brakes all the way, but just a little bit. That's how close they get to the car before they decide. And it's the weirdest. You'll be sitting there watching it. Like, you got all that space. Why wouldn't you get over before you want to kiss the car and then get over? And that's how most of the time I've watched it all the damn time, these accidents, where I'm like, that could have been prevented. That was dumb. It don't even make no sense. Like, they would never make it. Stay here. Stay here in Virginia and just go further south in your driving. Do not go further north. People will eat your ass up off that road. You will be on the side of the road crying. Okay, yes, I am a real Jersey driver. So most of the time, baby, I be gone. I'm out. And baby, when I come through your state, it takes me 10 seconds to get through your state. Literally, I be gone. Like, oh, that was easy. 20 minutes, in and out. Welcome to the next state. Once I get over that little bridge, okay. I hate that bridge too. That bridge always scares me. It's so high. Not yours, girl, when you're going towards Virginia. That one that's so high up. And it's like your ears be popping. Oh my God. I don't know what it is. Maybe because like for years and years, my car would always say to me, like if I go to use my directions, it would always say I'm underwater and it can't find me. And I was like, oh my God, is that like it's trying to tell me that one day we will end up in the water? Like I would always so like when I have to go over something like that, girl, you hate that. Shut up. People always say that. People always say that they hate Chesapeake Bay. That don't bother me. I think I will be okay. I'm talking about when you're going from that's gotta be, yes, Maryland, where the rest stop is, that last rest stop, and then you go over that bridge that's like high as hell. It's very high, and you just see trees and water. I never knew the name of it, but that's what I'm talking about. Not none of the bridges that have like actual like steel and all that. This is just like concrete, and you're up super high. I don't know, girl. I don't think so. I'm going to think about it. Give me a minute. You know, I'm still in these clothes, so my mind really is not working. I'm still at about, my brain is still at 5 a.m. Okay, so tomorrow, oh God, I'll be here. Look at me. Look at me. I'm like, I'll be here 6:20, girl. And our legs gonna be hurting. Okay. All right, let me take it up. So, well, I'm glad, although your day got thrown off, girl. Girl, look at me like, what happened to my straw? Damn it. I only had a straw for one day. Now look. So what I'm gonna do is not overdo it. I'm having mine right now is on I think 3.3. And I think that I'll stay here if I just stay on the 3.3 for the whole time. Because, girl, literally in a couple hours, we're going to have to get right back on here. I ain't trying to be injured for the weekend. Okay? My legs need to be able to work. So, let's get into the story. So, when we last left off, I should ask you specifically, are you liking this story? Look at me like, I do like it. Okay, girl. So, in case we have 50,000 people watching and listening, let me just give you the. Now, you know, I don't know nobody's name, so we're not going to go there with it. Okay. So, currently, where we are in the story, what you've missed is that we have a couple who they have been married for 20 years. They are college sweethearts. They got married and pregnant. Well, pregnant and married, because that's the way it happened. They got pregnant, and both of them were going to an HBCU. The man married Gemma. Look, I can remember that, right? Anyway, they got married, and things used to be so great. They were both able to finish college because their parents stepped in and helped them throughout the week. They would watch their kid on the weekend, which is Shiloh. Look, you're probably proud of me that I can remember, girl, right? I can remember some stuff. Okay, anywho, that's the girl named the daughter, and she looked just like her father. That's what the mother say. She has green eyes, a little lighter or darker than his, is one or the other, girl, whatever. But the only thing she got from her mother is her skin tone. Other than that, Shiloh is tall and beautiful, like her father. That's what the story say. Now, where we are with the story is that the husband is going, he's currently, So yes, they both went to college, graduated, and now they both came back to that same university where the husband is now the track coach, and the wife is over hiring important people, girl. I don't know what her damn title is, but she worked there too. The dean of somebody, okay? Personnel. We just gonna call her that. That ain't what it's called, but close enough. Okay. So where we are is right now, the university needs her to interview 2 people for some new job, whatever. One of the candidates is a female, which she already interviewed her over lunch. And now it's nighttime, where she already had a scheduled girls' night at the W Hotel. Look, the details that I can't remember. At the W Hotel is where they're going to be meeting. So when we start the story back up, they are having drinks and appetizers, girl, some lobster-filled mushroom. That sounded good to me. I can remember that. Food I can remember. And lemon drops. Okay, that part I can remember. And so the girls is keying it up in a little section. But the second candidate is arriving after 8 p.m. That part we know. And I don't remember his name, but he has now just entered the scene. Okay, he has now entered the story, and her girls is Maxine. I can remember that, and somebody else. But the somebody else is her sister-in-law, and they're best friends. Now, what you don't know is that Honey, although they've been married, Gemma and her husband, I don't know his name, for 20 years, she has alluded to the fact that he has had some infidelities. Although her sister-in-law, Miss Holiday, I can remember the last name. Her and her sister-in-law are best friends. So she knows all about her brother's infidelities. And she ain't really with it. She's encouraging Gemma to get out there and get somebody else. But she's like, no, I'm not going to do that because that's just going to, two wrongs don't make a right. That's what she said. She said that verbatim. So, anywho, when we start the story back, remember, Mr. Candidate number 2 is stepping into the scene. They have already been like, girl, he fine as hell. All that already happened. And now they're about to have the little interview. Okay? So that's where we are. So let me go ahead and get it started. And I am in the chat looking the entire time. So if you have anything, so yes, I will be like, I have to compose myself because I want you to be able to hear. And I'm like the chick that go with you to the movies. And you probably really want to tell me shut the hell up, but you don't because you're nice. So it's the same way when I listen to these stories. But I be trying to be quiet. But, I will definitely, girl, Okay. All right.
She's a tough cookie, so I hope you're ready. Karan goofily laughed. Dr. Holliday is in charge. You two have important business to discuss. Dr. Green, it was nice meeting you. Good luck. She's a tough cookie, so I hope you're ready. Karan goofily laughed. Yes, it was a pleasure, Dr. Green. Have a good night.
Hold on. I'm going to put it on Do Not Disturb because we ain't got time. I'll be having too much shit coming in. All right. Just what the that's Do Not Disturb. How am I getting the message still? I don't know, girl.
She continued, flashing a toothy grin before whispering to me, okay, bitch, this is it. The one night stand of our dreams. He ain't getting the job anyway, so you might as well see what that D do. I rolled my eyes, but wasn't surprised. She knew everything, so it made sense that Maxie would definitely be the first to condone me cheating on Quentin. But I was of the mindset that 2 wrongs don't make it right, but probably just produce more hurt. Good night, ladies. I will see y'all a little later, I sternly said, vainly attempting to keep my composure. Karan and Maxie sauntered across the restaurant, periodically peering back at us until we were out of their sight. Shall we be seated? Dr. Green signaled for me to take a seat in the private booth. Looks like you all already had the party started. He laughed, pointing to the empty martini glasses that hadn't been removed. Yes, well, girls' night was already scheduled before I was asked to host this meeting, so I had to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. I countered. My apologies. I didn't intend to disrupt your night, Dr. Holliday. He sexily grinned, and I needed him to stop. My pheromone levels were firing in ways that had laid dormant for several months. No worries. Duty calls. I nervously responded. Should we order before we get started? He nodded, dallying a stare before observing the menu. I ordered the grilled salmon, and he ordered the New York strip steak. The sides were shareable, so we agreed on the rice casserole and glazed sriracha Brussels sprouts. The waitress arrived with a cognac for him and another lemon drop that I didn't order. Excuse me, I didn't order another drink, I said, brow furrowed. The ladies you were with asked me to, keep the party going. The waitress chuckled. I shook my head, embarrassed. Dr. Green nibbled the inside of his lip, flirtatiously smiling at me. I'm so sorry. My friends are just loud and wrong. I giggled, unconsciously pinching my cheek, a nervous tendency that I hadn't conquered. No worries. Seems to me that they want you to loosen up and have a good time. He flashed that sexy-ass smile again. This man was deliciously lethal. We talked about his experience and his motivation to enter higher education. Dr. Green had an intriguing story. From military school to Syracuse wide receiver, undergraduate and MBA degrees, to Wall Street, then higher education. I was still sold on the first candidate, but I understood why the committee was having difficulty making a decision. After an hour of dinner and interviewing, I was done with my interrogation. Well, Dr. Green, those are all the questions I have. Do you have any questions for me? I asked, tossing my napkin on the table. Yes. Was the dean of students what you wanted to be when you grew up? Dr. Green circled a finger around the rim of his cognac glass before taking a slow sip. Great question. Actually, no. I wanted to be a professional dancer. His brow lifted in surprise. What stopped you? He probed. Shiloh, I thought. My eyes transfixed on him and nothing at all. I pinched that same sensitive spot on my cheek. My apologies, Dr. Holliday. I'm making you nervous. It was inappropriate to pry, he said, noticing my discomfort, but I denied it. What makes you think I'm nervous? He was silent, just surveying me. Why in the hell is he staring at me with that thick-ass tongue peeking between plump, perfect lips? He adjusted his tie before responding. You strike a finger down the curve of your face before gently pinching your cheek. You've done that every time I ask a personal question, anything about you. Dr. Green glided his teeth across his bottom lip before sexily smirking. I extended a hand to my cheek and then quickly recoiled. We settled in an uncomfortable hush for an extended heartbeat. Join me for a drink in the lounge. I was told that a band would be playing tonight. He blurted. Dr. Green, Zeke, he interjected. Dr. Green, I stressed. I don't think that's appropriate. We are here in a professional capacity only. And you do see this ring on my finger, correct? I glared between him and the 3-carat ring that Quentin gave me on our 10-year wedding anniversary, replacing the simple, diamondless gold band that I cherished and still wore. Simple meant good and uncomplicated. I would kill for a glimpse of those times. Yes, and it's beautiful. I promise you this is strictly professional and innocent. Dr. Green raised his right hand with that Colgate smile. I narrowed my eyes suspiciously, observing this luscious man. Was he really trying to bullshit me? I thought, as he continued. You shouldn't be making promises you can't keep, Dr. Green. The breathiness of my voice conflicted with my words. I have a pretty good track record with keeping promises, Dr. Holliday. Try me. I narrowed my eyes, focused on the way he licked his lips and then smiled. Fuck. I swear my unruly kitty started pulsing and tripping. She hadn't done that in far too long. My goodness. Doesn't he know I'm somebody's wife? Does he care? Shit. Do I care?
Zeke. Dr. Gemma Holliday was absolutely gorgeous and sexy as hell. The way that damn purple dress hugged her thick frame like it was tailor-made for her beautiful body. I was momentarily speechless, but her voluptuous body paled in comparison to the double-dimpled wide smile and those golden eyes. When I walked into the restaurant and spotted 3 of the most beautiful black women I'd ever seen, I was secretly hoping that the braided bombshell beauty with skin the color of maple syrup was my dinner companion for the evening. The heavens stayed answering my prayers when Gemma extended her hand to me in introduction. I low-key wanted to pull her into me and beg her to be mine. What the fuck is wrong with me? I ruminated. You couldn't miss the rock on her left hand, so she was clearly a married woman. But shit, there was something magnetic about Gemma. A sad hopefulness resided in her eyes, and I was captivated. Can I be transparent, Gemma? I murmured, breaking the lingering silence. She nodded. I am aware that Dr. Sheila Brewer is the other candidate the committee is considering. I've met Dr. Brewer and believe that either of us would be a great choice for the future direction of the university. But I also understand that the university is seeking gender diversity on its lead administration bench. So while I am very optimistic about the prospective opportunity, I'm confident that Dr. Brewer will likely be the final choice. So, with that being the case, I've enjoyed our conversation, and I honestly would hate for our time to end. By the expression on her face, Gemma was speechless. I clearly didn't give a fuck. I put all my cards on the table and won. Okay. Just one drink. I can't stay long. Girls' night, remember? A nervous nibble to the corner of her bottom lip was adding to the unconscious pinching of her cheek. Joyful regret appeared to lace her face. Unlike her friends, I pegged Gemma as the play-it-safe type of woman who walked to the beat of someone else's drum. She had a sly innocence that was extremely attractive and intriguing. Excuse me for a moment. I need to call my husband first, she announced, and I softly chuckled. Her modesty was cute, but I had a feeling she made that declaration more to remind herself that she was somebody's wife than for my benefit. I settled the check when Gemma excused herself to make the phone call. I took the opportunity to return my brother Ezra's text from earlier. Me. I'm good, bro. Yeah, I made it. Monroe City might be my new favorite place. Brody. Oh, shit. What's her name? And did you fuck?
What?
Gemma. Nah, it ain't like that this time. She's fine as fuck, though. Be careful with the Midwest girls, bro. They cornbread fed with a little hood. Bro, you stupid. But that ain't a bad combination. I'll hit you when I'm back. Yep. Gemma was completing her call when I peered up at her. Tension and irritation dressed her pretty face. Her brows smacked together as she addressed the person on the other end, her husband. She returned to the table, demeanor despondent, with a faux smile that wasn't even close to brightening her gorgeous eyes. Is everything okay, Dr. Holliday? I questioned, then stood from my seat, slightly closing the space between us. Unconsciously, I reached out to cup her chin, when her gaze disengaged from me. Gently swatting my hand away, she shakily whispered, Yeah, yes, everything is fine. There was that fake-ass smile again. Whoever was on the phone caused her mood to change instantaneously. I have no clue why I cared, but I didn't like that shit, and I couldn't prevent the scowl on my face. The waitress approached with a receipt disrupting my frustrated private musing. I reached for the billfold to sign. No, Dr. Green, I got it, she said, reaching for the silver tray. It's already been taken care of, Dr. Holliday, I retorted as we played tug-of-war with the holder. No, please, allow me. This is university business, she insisted. My father would turn over in his grave if he knew a woman paid for my dinner, I said, then gently guided her hand away from the receipt. I lingered against the softness of her skin a minute longer than necessary, but I felt no resistance when my thumb struck the top of her hand. This is not a date, Dr. Green. This is business, and the university pays for business, she soberly pronounced, withdrawing her hand. And my condolences for the loss of your father. Her inflection shifted, now soft, compassionate. Thank you. Business or not, Ezekiel Daniel Green Sr. would still call me a punk if he saw you pulling out your credit card. I laughed, hearing my father's voice scolding me and my brother the first time we told him a girl paid for our lunch at school. She blushed before uttering, Well, I guess we wouldn't want to disobey Mr. Green, so it'll be our little secret, Gemma quipped. I could think of a lot of shit that could be our little secret. Her smile brightened as I escorted her out of the restaurant. That smile, those dimples, that ass. This shit was going to be my kryptonite. Dr. Holliday and I transitioned to the W Lounge, where there was a singer and pianist. The songstress's voice was beautiful, covering R&B songs from the 80s until present day. We perched in a dark corner, illuminated by only candlelight. Gemma kept looking around the club as if she was going to be caught in the act of something. I got comfortable, loosening my tie and tossing my suit jacket across the chair. She ordered another lemon drop martini as I continued to sip cognac. It didn't take long for Gemma to get loose, relaxed. We almost had too much fun together. She felt like an old familiar friend that I was getting reacquainted with. We laughed, talked, and swayed to the music, reminiscing on our whereabouts when certain songs were sung. I wanted to ask her to dance through all of my favorite songs, but I knew she would refuse. When the melodious chords of Lauryn Hill and D'Angelo's Nothing Even Matters rumbled through the microphone, I couldn't contain myself. Dr. Holliday, may I have this dance? I stood, refusing to take no for an answer. I don't know. We've been here an hour longer than I anticipated. I should probably go. She peered around again to see that everyone was lost in the music, not paying attention to us. That means you're having a good time. This is my favorite song, and it's just a dance. I promise I'll be a perfect gentleman. I raised my right hand, giving her my scout's honor. Reluctantly, she nodded. I extended my hand, then escorted her to the dance floor. My hand rested against the small of her back, right above that perfectly rotund ass.
Rotund?
Gemma maintained a safe distance with her hands resting on my shoulders. Keeping my promise, I softly clutched her waist, drawing her a little closer to me. I tried my best not to inhale, but damn it, I did it anyway. She smelled like vanilla, roses, and a hint of spice. Shit. I tightly closed my eyes, lost in her heavenly aroma. See, niggas, she's married, I reminded myself. The way Gemma's soft hand slowly crept to my nape, clasping her fingers against my skin, didn't signify any traces of a committed relationship to me. This is a great song, she uttered, shifting her head up to look at me. Those big golden eyes and her sweet tone pleasantly disrupted my reverie. I glared down the bridge of her nose, nodding my head in agreement. Yes, it is. Anything Lauryn Hill, Jill Scott, Erykah Badu is like. I paused, vainly endeavoring not to count the flecks of gold in her eyes. Their music is like the summer sun on your shoulders. Family reunions in the park, I declared. Sunday dinner at Grandma's house. A hot bath and foot rub after a long day, she chimed in. A long nap on a rainy day. It's like, I paused, unable to locate the words. Easy, free, familiar, safe. This music restores when you feel depleted, she breathed, as her beautiful orbs unhurriedly closed. Gemma remained in a state of contemplation for a long minute. It was clear in her guise that she relied on this type of music to mend something that had been severely broken in her. We settled into a cushy position through 2 more songs before she excused herself to the restroom. Although she endeavored not to be transparent, I could see right through her. The dewiness coating her pretty eyes indicated an internal battle between behaving saintly or sinning. Wicked versus righteous. The good girl in her was beefing with the bad girl. It was written all over her face. I returned to our table and took it upon myself to order another round of drinks. I didn't want Gemma to leave, but I knew that she would likely end our night once she returned. I nodded my head and smiled at a group of women seated at a table across from us who'd been ogling me all night. Shaking my head, I chuckled, glancing around the space until I spotted Gemma. She too was the benefactor of attention from various men as she ambled across the room. I didn't blame those cats. This woman was stunning with no effort. I rose to pull out her chair, but leaned in to speak before she was seated. Are you okay? I whispered against her ear. She nodded, flashing me a fraudulent smile. I narrowed my eyes, but decided not to badger. Another round? I asked, encouraging her to be seated. You have me out of my element, Dr. Green. She smiled brightly. This time it reached her eyes as she sipped from the martini glass. What is your element, Dr. Holliday? I leaned back in my chair, continuing to regard her. She had a little patch of freckles on each cheek that went unnoticed before. Her heart-shaped lips were covered with a fresh coat of lip gloss. I snickered mutely, noticing how her nose scrunched when she was contemplating a response. On a Friday night, I would probably be reading a good book with a bottle of wine or talking my daughter through random college girl drama. She chuckled, thwarting the pleasantness of my musing. Ah, so I have the privilege of giving you a night on the town in Monroe City? Lucky me. I laughed tauntingly. You are a lucky man indeed, she bantered, joining my guffaw before continuing. Speaking of Monroe City, it's very different from New York. Why the desire to transition, Dr. Green? She probed. Before I answer that question, can we get off of the clock, please? I inquired, further loosening my tie and rolling up my shirt sleeves. Can you at least call me Ezekiel, and can I call you Gemma? I lifted a brow, seeking agreement. Deal? I extended my bald fist. Gemma squinted her sparkling orbs for a heartbeat before she uttered, Deal. Fist to fist, the connection dallied for a moment too long. My manhood was slowly thumping like a dying patient's heartbeat in dire need of resuscitation. I don't know what the hell was transpiring, but Gemma was fostering shit I hadn't felt for a woman in a long time. My dick's response to her was that of a normal man. She was a beautiful, sexy woman, so constantly quelling my growing member would be expected. But my damn heart, it pounded uncontrollably every time she smiled, like she wanted to be the woman of my dreams.
Ooh.
Thank you. I smiled, fingering the rim of my cognac glass before answering her question. I was born and raised in New York, Brooklyn. My career endeavors have afforded me the opportunity to live in a lot of amazing places, but I'm ready for a new challenge. Monroe University has been competing to be in the top 5 ranked HBCUs for years, and I want to be a part of the journey to get it there. I shrugged, and honestly, I've never lived in the Midwest, so here's my chance, especially now that I've made a new friend. Oh, really? Oh, Gemma teased,
Who?
searching over her shoulders playfully. Hopefully you, Gemma Holliday. I winked. Gemma audibly exhaled, then sipped more of her martini. I should go. I'm sure my friends are waiting for me. I've completely disrupted girls' night, she mumbled, clearing her throat nervously. My apologies. I didn't mean to intrude on girls' night, but I must admit, I'm having a good time. Thank you. I raised my glass to her, and she coupled it with mine. It was my pleasure, and thank you. She nodded, smiling before gulping down the rest of the alcohol. Let me walk you out, I said, standing to my full posture. I settled the tab, and we exited the lounge, headed towards the lobby. The table of women extended a harmonious good night when we walked by. Gemma and I loudly laughed. The vodka and cognac had officially taken over. Dr. Green, she sang. The ladies' man I see. Nah, they could have been bidding you goodnight. You never know these days, I joked, nipping the tip of her nose. I was too damn cozy with this woman that I'd only known for a few hours. I was clearly begging for trouble. We leisurely ambled through the hotel, aimlessly continuing our conversation about nothing and everything. Engaging with Gemma was easy, uncomplicated, but I had to let her go. Is your car in valet? I asked. No, my friends and I have a suite in the hotel. Oh, y'all were floor. Let me walk you to your room, I requested, knowing she would decline. No, Ezekiel. That won't be necessary. I think I can find my way. I grinned a little, hearing something other than Dr. Green roll off of her tongue for the first time. She outstretched her hand for a shake. Again, it was a pleasure meeting you, Dr. Ezekiel Green. I shook my head and stared at her white painted nails with a furrowed brow scowl. Did she really think we were ending this night with a damn handshake? Extending my arms, I cradled her in a firm yet respectful hug. She momentarily hesitated, but then rested her hands against my back. I was gluttonous, a greedy-ass nigga stealing every opportunity to inhale shit, digest her, for a moment longer. You are an experienced Dr. Gemma Holiday. Thank you for allowing me to partake, I whispered in her ear through an anxious snicker, reluctant to relinquish her as my hand remained resting on her forearm. It has been an experience indeed. It was great chatting with you as well. Good luck with everything, she voiced with a slight tremble. Gemma nibbled that damn lip again and nervously tugged at her cheek, while goosebumps invaded velvety smooth skin. The apparent attraction was mutual. I wanted to whisper in her ear, I know your pussy is wet.
Oh, what?
Let me take care of that for you. Because my growing erection was about to disturb all of her peace and happiness. I was confident that this would be the last time I would lay eyes on this woman, since I was not going to be offered the job. My thinking was messed up, but I wanted her for just a little bit longer. I was already a no, so I said fuck it. If you desire to continue our chat at any time tonight, I'm in suite 2021. I slid my room key into the outside pocket of her dress, then leaned in and whispered, don't think, don't hesitate, just come.
Gemma. Dr. Green and I stood at the elevator, waiting for it to arrive in the lobby. At the sound of the ding, we entered the car, followed by a few additional hotel guests. I anxiously stood at one corner while he calmly settled in the other. An older gentleman eyed us both and said, "What floor for the beautiful pair?" 15 for me, please," I quickly blurted. Dr. Green snickered before announcing, 20, please, thank you. The gentleman smirked, then shrugged as he pressed both numbers. Ezekiel feigned busy on his phone, while he occasionally stole glimpses of me in the mirror. A blush painted my face because I had my own peep show going on too. When he lifted his head, I tried my best to avert my stare, but I couldn't. Something in me needed to absorb a little bit more of his chocolate skin, gaze at the tip of the tattoo that peeked above the opening of his shirt, his beard, with a speckle of gray and that damn bald head. Shit. The unhurried ascent of the elevator allowed me to preserve our few hours of memories. Why did I want to apprehend him? Store him away in a time capsule for safekeeping, then gain access when my circumstances are different. I would happily make his acquaintance in another lifetime. The older gentleman's tired eyes darted between me and Dr. Green's reflection in the mirror as he gawked at our apparent chemistry. I lowered my head to my phone, and it suddenly dawned on me that Quentin hadn't responded to the call or text that I sent him earlier when I was in the lounge's restroom.
Mm-hmm.
The elevator chimed at the 15th floor. Ma'am, 15? The older gentleman questioned. I slowly nodded. I lifted my head, capturing Ezekiel's glare in the mirror one last time. Melancholy flooded my face as I delivered a woeful smile, muttering, "Have a good night," never parting from our gaze. "The night is young, Dr. Holiday. Enjoy," Dr. Green sexily expressed. Exiting the elevator, I decided it was best if I didn't look back. The doors closed and he was gone. Unmuting the ringer on my phone, it chimed with multiple text notifications. Karan and Maxie had replied to my text from earlier, informing them that I was having a drink in the lounge with Dr. Green. Maxie, yes, bitch, have fun. Ronnie, okay, sis, have fun, boo. Ronnie, and you're not doing anything wrong, Gemma. Ronnie, does that nigga have some brothers, friends? Maxie, shit, an uncle, cousin, LOL. Ronnie, just checking in, sis. You good? Maxie, okay, little sister. It's almost midnight. Go get that good dick from the good doctor. Ronnie, yes, please. You need something new up in them walls. Ronnie, okay, that was wrong. I should really have my brother's bag, but Maxie, fuck his punk ass. Do you, bitch? I boisterously laughed at their antics as I swiped the key to enter our suite. Karan was perched in the lounge chair, while Maxie was stretched out on the couch. The room service tray sat at the front door entrance, with only remnants of fudge brownies, ice cream, and pizza. Well. You look the same, unfortunately. Hair and clothes are intact, so I guess you didn't have the one-night stand of our dreams, Maxie said, disappointment lacing her tone. And you look sober. So you didn't fuck, huh? Ronnie asked. Her scowl was also filled with disappointment. What am I, 18 with no responsibilities? No, my clothes are not disheveled. No, I am not drunk, and no, I did not sleep with that man. I rolled my eyes as I walked over to Maxie, motioning for her to unzip my dress. I mean, I'm just saying, I definitely would have fucked, Ronnie mumbled, sticking her tongue out before sipping her dark liquor. Well, that's not how I roll. Sorry, sis, I bantered, then shuddered from the familiar tune blaring from my phone. Quentin, I huffed, rolling my eyes. Hello? I answered, unable to minimize my angst. What's up, Jay? I can't talk for long. I saw that you called. We made it. Quentin blurted, his background too loud for me to fully understand him. I would hope so, Quentin. It's almost midnight. You couldn't call me earlier? I had to call our daughter to figure out where you were. I know, my bad. I figured y'all were on your third bottle of something by now. He laughed, trying to lighten my mood, but the shit wasn't funny. Excuses, Quentin. But continue to do you, as usual. Gemma, don't be like that, okay, sweetie? Have fun tonight. Tell the girls I said what's up. And send us some good luck for tomorrow. He paused. Then I heard his assistant, Jamar's space-filled voice. You ready to roll to the spot? I gotta go, Jay. Good night. Quentin hung up. My head jolted back. Neck rolled as I stared at the phone. Wow. No, I love you, I miss you, nothing. But why the fuck was I surprised? What did he say? Maxie irritably questioned. Clearly some bullshit as usual, because you walked in here floating on cloud 9. Then one phone call from his ass, and your demeanor goes to shit. Karan just shook her head. She was always caught in the middle of me and Quentin's foolishness. I hated that she felt like she had to choose sides. Damn it, Quentin, she testily whispered. I want my dumbass brother to win, but he's an asshole. Yep, I agreed. And he's with the other asshole. I smirked, brow furrowed, as I turned in Karan's direction. Jamar? Karan questioned, coughing as she almost choked on the french fries she was devouring. I nodded. She shook her head. Karan and Jamar were hot and heavy throughout college years and into graduate school until he rekindled a romance with his high school sweetheart during his 10-year class reunion. Ronnie was heartbroken. He married and eventually cheated on and now divorced the woman. Maybe I should call Veronica to see how her new man is treating her post-divorce, I thought, snickering at my internal musings. Two birds of a fucking feather. Quran's throaty snarl snapped me back to the present. We simultaneously shook our heads, and she unflinchingly gulped the cognac. I finally stepped out of my dress and tossed it across the room onto the other lounge chair. The room key that Ezekiel gave me flew into the air, somewhat in drama-filled slow motion. It lingered for far too long, landing on the carpet in the middle of the three of us. I froze because I knew all eyes were on me. When I glanced at my friends, they were gawking at the thing like it was a pregnancy test. "What is that, Gemma?" Maxie asked, pointing her black painted nail to the floor, smiling from ear to ear. "And before you lie, please remember that you put the key to this room on the table over there." Ronnie lifted her brows and motioned to the white key card resting on the narrow sofa table. I squealed. "It's Ezekiel's. Dr. Green's." I clenched my teeth as I dramatically plopped on the couch. "And?" Ronnie probed. "And?" "He invited me to his room to continue our conversation," I said, nervously nibbling my white-tipped fingernail. "Gemma!" Maxie and Ronnie shouted in unison. "Bitch, go!" Maxie pointed to the door. I shook my head and mouthed, No, I can't do that, y'all." I quickly walked into the bathroom to wash my face and brush my teeth. They swiftly followed me. "Okay, aside from the whole husband thing, why not?" Maxie sarcastically probed. There's that, I said, with a mouthful of toothpaste. "And I've only known that man for what, 5 hours?" I spit, leering at their reflections in the mirror. "He could be a rapist, a murderer, a pedophile," I deliriously ranted, aggressively spreading oil of Olay cleanser on my face. "Pedophile? Bitch, you're 40, Ronnie snarkily reminded me. I scowled, offering her my middle finger. "Real talk, Gemma, and be honest with us.
Oh my
Did you enjoy your time with Ezekiel?" she questioned. I nodded, leaning against the bathroom counter in nothing but a bra and panties. "Did you want the night to end?" Maxie probed. I shook my head, swiping the drying towel down my face. I softly whimpered. "No." 2 hours later, I was perched on the floor with my back against the couch, eyeing 3 empty wine bottles, a mutilated cheesecake, Rose Nyland in the background telling another St. Olaf story, and my 2 best friends passed out. About an hour into our girls' night, they'd introduced edibles to the party, so they were fucked up. I declined. My sober musings battled between destruction and desire. Destroyed images of Quentin doing only God knows what with only God knows who briefly had me on the brink of ruin, while Ezekiel's soothing anthracite orbs had me yearning, craving to be graced with his baritone voice one more time like an old familiar friend. I twirled the thin hotel room keycard in my fingertips, unconsciously circling it over and over again. I contemplated every rational and irrational reason to stay my ass in my room, or take a stroll on the wild side with the doctor. Good and evil were sparring in a knockdown, drag-out brawl. "You're a good girl, Gemma. Be bad now and ask for forgiveness later. You look a mess. Stay your ass put." But did you see how smooth that man's bald head was? You're somebody's wife. But where's Quentin's ass right now, huh? I irrationally debated for too damn long. I shook my head, hoping the motion would shake the demon from my psyche. "You're in your head, Gemma Jewel," I whispered, sticking the keycard to my forehead like an idiot. I laughed at my antics, then momentarily pondered Ezekiel's words earlier. That made me smile. "You're inexperienced, Gemma." What did that mean? Was it a compliment? I wanted to probe further, but our night had to end. "Don't think. Don't hesitate. Just come," whispered in my subconscious. I shut shuddered, momentarily looking around the room to locate the voice that was clearly in my head. Ezekiel Green was driving me crazy, and I knew nothing beyond the fact that he was fine, and funny, and smart, and kind, and fuck it, I breathily uttered. Quietly standing to my feet, I slipped on my Gucci slides and crept across the room to grab my phone and room key. For 2 seconds, I thought about changing clothes, but that action would just give me more time to change my mind. I hurriedly ambled down the hallway before I lost my nerve. One elevator bay stood already ajar, as if the devil himself was summoning me to partake in hoe-like behavior. Catching my reflection in the mirror, I was horrified by my appearance. Fresh-faced, no earrings, with my braids pulled into a messy bun, and dressed in black biker shorts, a white t-shirt with unapologetically dope since 1913,
Showing off
inscripted
her
in
moose
red.
knuckle.
Maybe I should have changed clothes, I thought. How much, Jenna? I sneeringly asked myself, facing the mirror, while I quickly typed a text to Maxine and Karan. Okay, bitches, I'm going in. Shaking my head while rolling my eyes because I was getting on my own nerves. I pressed number 20, but the button didn't illuminate. I glanced at the gold plate above the panel, informing me that the elevator required a key to access other guest floors. Ugh, I'm so stupid. What if the key doesn't work? I deliriously deliberated swiping the key across the gold plate. Instantly, the number 20 brightened, staring at me as I glared back at it, not even realizing the elevator was moving. Ding! I quaked from the sound, then deeply exhaled, tiptoeing off of the elevator. The devil was truly busy, because as soon as I made a left down the hallway, Suite 2021 practically slapped me in my face. I halted for a second because I didn't fully think this through. It's late, and here I was breaking into this man's hotel room at almost 2 o'clock in the morning. I didn't have his phone number to inform him of my late-night creep. But if he's asleep, what if he changed his mind? What if he decides to file sexual harassment charges once he finds out he's not getting the job? I'd officially lost it.
Girl.
I silenced my phone before swiping the key. The unlock sound and green light flashing meant that there was no turning back. Gingerly stepping into the suite that matched mine, Ezekiel's imposing body was sprawled out on the couch across the room. The love seat appeared miniature compared to his Herculean frame. Dressed in gray fleece Nike shorts, a plain white tank, with one leg draped across the cushion, and his arm resting behind his head. The other arm was holding a brown, tattered book. Dark-rimmed glasses settled on his broad nose, enhancing his sexiness. The television was silent and offered the only visibility in the space. At the sound of the door opening, he peered up, then leisurely rested the book against his chest, as if he was awaiting my arrival. The thunderous click of the heavy door closed behind me, but didn't disrupt our focus on each other. My lungs plummeted into my stomach, my ass, then my toes. I could not speak. We idled in muted recklessness for what resembled eons, but mere minutes ticked by. "Hi," he sexily uttered. "Hi."
That is it. So, she made it to the room. Well, girl, let me give you the report. 335 calories, 59 minutes, 36 seconds. And I'm on the speed of 1.6 now because I slowed it down. So we got 30 seconds left. Girl. So listen, thank you again for showing up, honey. Keep in mind, shower. And we'll be back here only in a couple hours, girl. But we're going to get it in. Tomorrow's Friday, so we want to go hard, okay? So I will be here at 6:20 as normal, okay? And I want you to have a wonderful night. Make sure that you hydrate. Drink a lot of water, sis. Okay. Let me make sure I make it. Remember, we're not shorting ourselves. We want to do the full hour. Okay, the full hour. We must. Whew, okay. I think my thing, it should be, because I had it. Yep. Okay, I'm good. All right, girl, you have a wonderful night, and I will see you in a little couple hours, girl. Okay, I'll be here. Yes, not too much, though. Exactly, girl. Okay, we ain't even gonna go there with the way my bladder's set up, but I feel a little parched, so I probably do need to drink some more water. I didn't have a chance to drink as much water today. All right, well, see you, girl, at 6:20. Don't be late. Bye. Okay, if we can know how to, girl, good night, girl.